It's time you knew the truth about Barnaby. No, not that Barnaby. Barnaby the Sheep.
Any similarities are purely coincidental.
Well, the name Barnaby's come up a real lot lately, but I thought I'd tell you the story about Barnaby the Sheep. And who better to get the story rather than me is from Barnaby's custodian. So I'm with Joanne, the custodian of Barnaby. G'day Joanne, how are you?
Good, thanks.
So Joanne, thanks for talking to me about Barnaby. Now, the thing is that Barnaby wasn't always Barnaby. It started off with a different name and a different sheep, is that right?
Our original sheep was what we now call Lambert.
Oh yeah.
And that was a sheep that I bought from a trade show years ago because I saw all these heaps of animals in the back of a ute and I thought, oh, that'd be nice. So I bought that sheep and unfortunately he got stolen from here. And so Lambert we think of as a female, but I think she was originally our male.
Okay. On the way to see Barnaby the Sheep. Barnaby over there. So I first saw Barnaby / Lambert on the local Facebook group, and many times over the years I've driven past here on the main road. The old Moggill Road. Wow. And I actually, until recent years, thought that they were real sheep. And then when I drove past, I saw them dressed up on different occasions as, well, Santa Claus. I saw them in the floods, dressed up with a mask and snorkel. They've even had a fridge magnet of Barnaby. As the three sheep looked on, blissfully unaware, like myself, that the sound recorder in Joanne's pocket wasn't actually running, we continue the story. So do they just dress themselves, or do you come along and assist them?
Oh, we come along and assist them.
Do you?
We have different things. We've been a bit slack over the last couple of years, but yeah.
Okay.
We dress them up.
Well, what do you have to say about all that, Barnaby? Any comment, Barnaby? No comment. Now, unfortunately, it's the sad reality that you have in the community both bad and good elements. And I remember sadly that the original sheep was actually stolen and also more recently destroyed. Oh, that's a horrible thing. What do you think of that? It's I remember when it was stolen, I thought, what a scumbag thing to do. But the sheep made a reappearance, didn't it?
Made an impact on the community. So it was stolen originally, and I think it was just kids doing a prank or whatever, and they put a bag over its head.
Oh dear.
And said up for ransom. And then eventually she came back, and then went again. Was taken again, and that time never came back. And that's when the community did a GoFundMe for Barnaby. So that's how we got Barnaby, and we are purely the keepers of Barnaby. He belongs to the community.
The custodian. I see. And you were saying that, was it the last time Barnaby disappeared, he was found on top of a roof of a deserted building?
Yeah, the last time he disappeared, someone said that they'd seen him and sent us a photo of him on top of a roof at Prior's Pocket of an abandoned house.
Wow.
And we called to see if we could get him back, called the police, but he was actually returned the next day with Lambert.
I see.
So whoever took the first sheep years ago obviously was part of taking Barnaby.
It was like a conspiracy gang.
Yeah, so they've brought him back. So they were both waiting at the gate to come home.
Okay.
And then probably 6 months later, Shanks was delivered to us.
That's the smallest little lamb.
Smallest little one. That was
I would have called him Lamb Chop.
a donation to the family.
Okay.
Yeah, or an adoption.
Oh, wow. Now, I remember seeing on Facebook that the last time, was it Lambert or Barnaby, was taken and actually smashed up by some complete scumbags.
They were, Lambert and Barnaby were both smashed here on the property. They weren't taken last time.
Oh, I see.
They were smashed on the property.
Wow. And who actually reconstructed? Who did the...
My other half, he
Okay.
stood there for days.
Oh,
So it's a lot of fiberglass gone into it. They're not as pretty as they used to be, but so be it.
well, they still look pretty good to me. Yeah.
And Barnaby's latest job at Coles, he left his eye down there to protect the meat, I think.
Keep his eye on it.
But they found it, so his eyeball will come back in soon.
Well, that's right. In my last video I did just inside looking at Coles as it opened, there was Barnaby. So does Barnaby get any payment for his public appearances?
No. Like I said, he belongs to the community, so the community can use him in any way they want.
Fair enough. Well, he certainly has a very good history, and it's always reassuring now to drive past and know that these sheep just aren't sheep that don't seem to get around. They're actually there for a purpose. I even saw recently that Barnaby and co were dressed up for a wedding. What's the story on that one?
We had an actual wedding here down on the Pullen Creek.
I see.
And we thought it would be a nice little touch for the people getting married to have Barnaby and Lambert and Shanks all dressed up.
Ah, wonderful.
And also that way the community knew that we were having an event and we were COVID safe and all that sort of stuff because it was during COVID.
Right.
But we were doing all the protocols.
Well, definitely, yeah, there's plenty of social distancing here. Well, that's a brilliant bit of background, Joanne, and I really genuinely appreciate you taking the time to tell people a bit more about the history of the sheep they'll see as they drive past Moggill Road.
No worries, anytime.
Thanks, Joanne.
Thank you.
So now you know the whole story of Barnaby the sheep. Thanks, Joanne, for taking the time out to tell me and my viewers more about Barnaby and Lambert and the one I call Lamb Chop. Please enjoy my videos and yeah, make sure you subscribe to see my next video. Cheers.